It's the final days of summer, and that has absolutely nothing to do with this video. Hello and welcome to my review of the 2022 Renault Clio V. It's the 5th generation Clio. The first one was launched in 1990, and finally this new one has reached our shores, and I've been driving it for a while. As per usual, I'll be sharing my first impressions of the car, what has been changed, this one compared to previous models, and then driving impressions, and then we just close it off with my final take of the car. Please stay tuned. Before we go anywhere, it's worth pointing out though that this model is actually a bit delayed in the country. The model was launched in 2019, but because of COVID and all the logistics behind it, shipping, you name it, it took Renault a while to introduce the model to South Africa. We finally have it here, and as you can see, starting from the front, nothing much has changed, but that lighting, the daytime running lights that are introduced into this model, it gets that C shape that's introduced, and then the logo is still up there in the middle, pretty much predominant for you to see. And then again, you can see the lines on the body as well has been cleaned up a bit, just to make it a bit more modern and in line with the rest of the Renault line, especially comparing it to the likes of the Kadjar and all the other bigger models in its range. But that's pretty much it in terms of looks and what have changed in the exterior of the vehicle itself. I think we can move inside so I can show you the cool tech, and then we can take it for a spin. Actually, before we move to the inside of the vehicle and get to go on the road, I want to show you where or how you open the boot on this Clio, which is something, yeah, you'll make your mind up. You actually have to press the button here next to the number plates and it'll pop up the boot and you can open it. It's a weird location, I must say, to put a eject button for the boot. Hey, guys. Now that we're inside the car, I can't wait to share the tech in this car with you. To be specific, this model that we have is an intense one without the E at the end. So what we have is an upgraded package in the sense of the instrument cluster in front of me is a 7-inch TFT screen that comes with the upgrade. And then as well as the infotainment screen over here, it's a 9-inch screen, very, very bright and intuitive as well. All of this will actually cost you 15,000 Rand on top of the purchase price of the vehicle if you're looking to upgrade to this package. But it does not just include the tech, like I mentioned, there's some safety improvements as well. You get a rear camera as well as parking distance control or assistance that comes with it. So all in all, that 15K really does go a long way. Something I wish the brand would have added to this car is a sunroof though. Yeah, you really, in a compact hatch such as this, I think a sunroof really goes a long way in easing that feeling of, I don't want to say claustrophobic, but the space being limited, it being a compact hatch. I think that will help a lot to make it a bit more comfortable inside. But overall, it is a very spacious ride. Like I'm sitting right now, it's very comfortable, it is low. The seats are also very comfortable. It's not leather, but a mashup of a little bit of leather stitchings and then some upholstery as well. So overall, it is a very, very comprehensive package inside. Another thing as well that I wish that the Renault would have offered with this car is an automatic transmission, of which unfortunately they don't. It's only a manual for now, they said, but hopefully as time goes by they'll introduce an automatic. But that's that with the interior of the car. I think let's take it on the road and then I can give you my driving impressions and finally close off on my time with the Renault Clio V. come to the end of my time with the Renault Clio V. But before we close it off, let me share my driving impressions of the car with you. Well, for a car that's sporting a 1-litre turbocharged engine, it is quite decent, I must add. Look, it is a hatch and it's a very small, and like I said earlier, your seating position is very low in this car. So it gives you a very tidy drive in the sense of that it feels very much grown up, and it actually handles well, given the corners, you know, driving around town. I'm not talking about track driving, that is, but more day-to-day driving and being economic with the engine itself. I had the one pet peeve though, which is where this engine just feels a little bit underpowered for the car itself. I think at most Renault could have given us a 2-litre or maybe a 1.6-litre engine to pair nicely with this vehicle and actually make it stand out when competing or comparing it with its competitors. Talking about competitors, this car actually is in the range of the Mazda 2. We're also talking about the Volkswagen Golf, the Volkswagen Polo actually, and then the Audi A1 as well as the mini hatch 3-door. So those are kind of like the competitors to look at when you are considering a vehicle of this kind. In terms of pricing, we're looking at, for this intense model, we're looking at 350,000 Rand, but the range starts at early 300, where you can pick up a base model or an entry to the Renault Clio line. And that's pretty much it in my time with the vehicle. I'm so curious to know what you think of this review and this car overall, or maybe you want to suggest a car that we should review in the next episode. Please drop it down in the comments below. But then again, please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel and share it with your family and friends. Until next time, have a good one.